Hi there, I'm Phil Turek, running for Congress, 42nd District here in the state of California. I'm going to lead off with a pop quiz. How well do you trust our current federal government here in the U.S.? Does it make you feel safe? Does it allow you to spend quality time with people you love? Does it help you to prosper and grow? I'm going to share with you my three main campaign points. First is trust. The nation Norway actually carries out surveys to measure how well its citizens trust their government. They do two particular surveys. One is the Norwegian City Panel, and the other is the Government at a Glance survey carried out by the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, an international organization. The government pays attention to those surveys and adjusts their policies to regain any trust that it loses over time. So the surveys assess basic government services like health and education, but it also assesses how well the citizens perceive the government to be competent, to be open, to be trustworthy. Wow. So those are things that I think right now our government would not do very well on. I certainly don't trust our current competitive authoritarian regime right now. If you want to do something about it, it's going to take way more than just choosing whether or not to vote for me to run for Congress. You need to start thinking about what one reform would you advocate for to help restore trust in our government. And that doesn't mean, changing you. That means what change does our government have to make so that you get them to treat earning your trust just as important as earning your tax money. Build some friends, build a trio, follow my process that I've outlined on other videos on how to build a social networking chain that can lead to structural change. Okay, trust. Second point, health. Do you feel you have good health care coverage right now? And if you move to a different job, does it go with you? Do you have to worry about deductions? Do you have to worry about being denied coverage by an insurance company? The Republican Party is notorious for always opposing the Affordable Care Act, claiming they have something better without ever producing it. Mostly the Republican Party seems to just thrive on being an opposition party. Owning the libs is their entire policy. I don't quite go along with that. I've been studying universal health care. Here's what I've been finding out about that. Most civilized nations have it. They spend less per person than we currently spend. We spend more on healthcare per year than any other nation on earth, approximately $15,000 per person per year on healthcare. It's kind of hidden for some of us in the form of those deductions and premiums before you get your net pay. If we were to go to universal health care, that $15,000 per person a year is more than enough to pay for universal health care for everyone. It does several things. It removes desperation, job lock. That is where you feel you are trapped in your job and have to put up with stuff that you would not normally put up with, because if you lose your job, you lose your health coverage. That goes away with universal health care. Your wages are simply higher because there's less deductions in your net pay, and yet you have peace of mind of knowing that you could negotiate for better working conditions without being threatened by loss of health care. 15% of US households are apparently right now in debt due to medical bills. And apparently, 60% of personal bankruptcies are caused by medical bills here in the United States. That goes away with universal health care. Denial of claims goes away with universal health care. There are definite advantages to shifting over to that system. And I, for one, advocate for universal health care. My third point is education. Do you feel encouraged to get an education? Can you afford an education? Does it pay off? We have a report card on the United States. This is it. I know you can't read it. It's color coded. Red is bad, blue is good. And this is from an organization called socialprogress.org. This report card is several years old, back when we were ranked 28th in the world. Now we're down to 31st and falling. Across all these categories, we are terrible. There's nutrition, basic human needs, water, sanitation, shelter, foundations of well-being, access to information, environmental quality, opportunity, personal rights, personal freedom. Oh boy, no. There was only one above average there was only one blue dot on this whole report card, and that is under the category of access to advanced education, and that was our quality weighted universities. Yes, Cornell. But this year, they've been attacked. And not because of any real threat to higher learning. There are some people who just don't like smart people and would be happy to do anything to just mess with them, owning the libs along the way. I am in favor of education and in working on making it affordable. There are countries that actually have free higher education for their citizens. We should be looking into that. Trust, health, education. THE, the word the. I identify myself as a meerkat. Don't want to be a donkey. Don't want to be called a rhino. So I'm a meerkat. Good looking, intelligent, sociable, trying to be anyways. Meerkat is short for moderate or motivated, idealistic or intelligent, Republican or respectful, citizen against tyranny, or concerned about terra, meaning you're worried about our entire planet, not just the US. So you could join me in being a meerkat. You could support me going for Congress, but that's not going to be enough to make structural changes to the federal government, enough to where you and I would trust our government. So think about what matters the most to you. Study my previous videos about how social chains can lead to structural change, and get involved. Civic engagement unites us. See you.